All in Sports Network. We love sports.
It is Wednesday, November 5th, here on your daily fix for all things Texas Longhorns. I'm Tanner Carlson. That's Jake Jimerson, and this is All In Horns presented to you by Rogue Sports Network. And the college football playoff projections have been released. It's the first time this year that we've got to see the committee rankings. And Jake, we're going to break it down for everybody. I don't want to waste too much time trying to hype it all up. If you live under a rock, you probably have not seen them, and this might be the first time you are seeing them. But if you're like all of us, you've probably at least already taken a gander at it. And so Jake and I are just going to kind of give our thoughts on the rankings. And here, I'll say this before we, really get into, seedings and what the playoff, brackets actually look like. I will say the committee seems to have a better idea of where these teams are compared to the AP poll or even the coaches poll. I think this is the most accurate top 25 that we've seen all year. Now, yes, you're 10 weeks into the season, so you get a little bit more of an advantage of where these teams are. But the AP and the coaches poll, they rank them every single week, and they still can't seem to get it right. But they did respect head-to-head wins with Texas and Oklahoma, and giving them that advantage. I do think BYU Texas Tech going to be a great game this weekend. So somebody already in the top 12 going to be booted after these rankings, because I think the committee is going to be pretty harsh on conferences like the ACC and Big 12. I don't think they are in love with either conference, and whoever loses that BYU or Texas Tech game, that team is probably going to be a very steep uphill climb to get back into it.
Yeah, the only team I don't really agree with that's ranked fairly high in this list is Notre Dame.
Yeah,
I just don't think they have any business being in the top 10. What is their wins? Like, you can sit there and talk about quality losses, but their best win is USC, and then that's it, right? Like, unless I'm forgetting someone.
Yeah, I mean, USC is technically ranked number 19, so they'd give them one ranked win on the season, and they have a losing record against ranked opponents this year.
Yeah, so what exactly has Notre Dame done as a 2-loss team to be ahead of 2-loss Texas?
Well, and to your point, Jake, Miami's loss is looking worse and worse by the week for Notre Dame.
Yeah. And so I just don't know. I don't get Notre Dame being like, if you're going to have Texas up that high, I don't get why Notre Dame would be ahead of them. Texas has wins over 2 teams ranked higher than any of Notre Dame's wins.
Yes. Yeah. No, you're right. And I just don't think that you can, and what they're doing is, would you rather have 2 losses A&M and Miami, or would you rather have 2 losses to Ohio State and Florida? That's what they're doing. Like, that's the comparison that they're making. They're not making the comparison.
And if they're winning, resumes were similar, I would have no problem with it.
Yes, trust me, Jake. I'm with you. I just am trying to get in the head of the committee. One thing I just don't get. I don't get Utah, Jake. They've lost to 2 teams, BYU and Texas Tech, and yes, they're number 7, number 8. But I just don't think Utah's looked all that impressive this year. I mean, they got blown out by Texas Tech at home, mind you, and then they lost on the road to BYU.
Backup quarterback from Texas Tech as well.
And that game was not close. That was a bad, ugly game. And so I just don't really get Utah. I would actually have Virginia, Louisville, Vanderbilt all ranked ahead of Utah, in my opinion. I'd probably have Georgia Tech ranked ahead of Utah. And I would probably have Utah in that 17, 18, 19 range.
Yeah, it makes me concerned they might put like 3 Big 12 teams in, because Utah's not losing in the regular season. I doubt they're going to lose to Baylor. I doubt they're going to lose to K-State. I doubt they're going to lose to KU. That's who they closed it out with.
Do you think that they have Utah there as a little bit of a projection, not more so body of work, but, we think that they're probably going to be a top 12 team, so we'll have them there anyway?
My problem is, even if they win out, I don't think they're a top 12 team.
I agree.
Their best win would be Cincinnati or Arizona State. I don't know if you consider Arizona State that great of a
I
win.
agree, Jake. I'm not big on Utah. I think that they're extremely overranked right now.
Utah and Notre Dame for me are the two that kind of stick out like sore thumbs. I really think the rest of it's pretty spot on for the most part. I don't really have a problem with BYU and Tech where they are.
And they play each other this weekend, so we'll see where those two teams line up head to head.
Yeah, I mean, I could nitpick certain things like what are we doing with Pittsburgh and Tennessee? I feel like Pittsburgh's just there to give Notre Dame a ranked win. Like
it's a good
I'm not
call.
joking.
It's a good call. It's a good call. I'm glad you caught that. I didn't even put that together.
Like, who is Pittsburgh beating this year? I'll pull up their schedule. What's their mascot again? Because I'm not wanting to pull up the Steelers.
Panthers.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, but I like here's a team that I think could be a sneaky team, and I actually like them a lot this weekend. I'm terrified to put any type of financial responsibility on this team, but Iowa hosting Oregon at home this week. I think that game is going to be a fun game because I think at Iowa is a very tough place to play. I think it's a very underrated place to play. And looking at your face, I'm assuming their best win is West Virginia in the backyard brawl.
They lost that game.
Oh, they did lose that game.
Their best win might be Florida State.
Oh.
Here's their wins. Here's their wins. They have 2 losses. I'll just go down their schedule. They beat DeQuince. They beat Central Michigan. They lost to West Virginia. They lost to Louisville. They beat Boston College. They beat Florida State. They beat Syracuse. They beat NC State. They beat Stanford.
So explain to me, Jake, why Memphis isn't ranked.
I have no answer for you after just looking at Pittsburgh's schedule.
So that would be my question: is why is Memphis not ranked? Why is your G5 team, who they have also in the bracket? We can take a look at that now. They have Memphis as the number 12 team in terms of the first G5 top ranked G5 team going in. Why would they not at least be in the top 25? Put them at 24. I don't understand why they wouldn't be ranked.
Also, where's my James Madison Dukes?
Yeah,
throw them in there.
They've got 1 loss.
Yeah, I mean, their 1 loss is to Louisville, who also Pitt lost to. And Pitt lost to West Virginia. That West Virginia loss is bad.
That's a bad loss. Yeah.
I don't see how Pittsburgh could be ranked. I'm completely. I think they just threw 24 and 25 in there. Again, yeah. I legitimately think Pittsburgh is there solely to give Notre Dame a ranked win so that they can somehow make it make sense that Notre Dame will be in the playoff because that's who they play in 2 weeks is Pitt on the road.
It's their best opponent remaining on their schedule.
And guess whose Pitt's next game is? They have a bye, and then they have Notre Dame. That I am now fully convinced Pitt is purely there to give Notre Dame a road ranked win. That's the only reason they would be there.
Yeah. Wow. Collusion. I think that's breaking news, Jake.
I don't even know. Yeah, their best win would be Florida State, who was already on their downfall. They were ranked 25th, like barely in there, hanging on from the Alabama thread. And then Pitt beat them, and then has Florida State even won a football game? Yeah, they just won their first football game since Kent State this past weekend. So
Florida State?
Yeah, they were 0-4 in ACC play until Wake Forest.
Oh wow, the mighty Deacons. Jake, let's go ahead. Actually, before we get into the bracketology of the college football playoffs, let's hear a word from our sponsors at Underdog. Talk a little bit of some lines and some picks that we may or may not like. And then we'll get right back into the bracket when we come back. Football is back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. Download the app today and sign up with promo code HORNS to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code HORNS. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 and up. 19 and up in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 and up, and in Colorado for some games. 21 and up in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And must be present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. All right, Jake, I'm going to throw out a couple of lines for you, and you tell me if you like them or not. Indiana over Penn State, 14.5 points.
One more time. I was spaced out.
You're good. Indiana, 14.5 points over Penn State.
Thank you for letting me know that line is available. I am going to bet Indiana right now.
I've got that one as well. I've also got BYU plus 10.5 against Texas Tech.
Yeah, that's a lot of points. Is that game in Lubbock?
It is in Lubbock. Yeah. I feel like if it was at BYU, it'd probably be like plus 5.5.
Yeah, that's a lot of points. And I don't think Tech's looked as good as of recent.
I think BYU's just got a good enough defense to where they're going to keep that game pretty close. Now, I don't know if BYU wins outright, but I do like plus 10.5.
I don't think BYU wins that football game.
Yeah.
I will agree with you, though. I'll take BYU plus 10.5.
I've also got Washington minus 10.5 over Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That feels low. Is that at Wisconsin?
That's at Wisconsin.
I don't care what Wisconsin's bad. I mean, Washington can be kind of weird and just not play well and let a team stay in it. And also the travel of it, that worries me a little bit, but I'm just going to trust that Washington is just the better team.
I mean, Washington's ranked, are they not? Let me see. Let's pull this
Yeah,
back up.
Ranked.
Yeah, they're number 23. Yeah. And then I've got Alabama 10.5 favorites over LSU at Bama 10.5 points.
Yeah, I like that one as well. I've been out on LSU
You've been out
before.
You were out on LSU almost after week 2 against Miami. You were pretty gone.
Quickly saw that Clemson was a very bad team, and so I quickly made that win mean nothing. And that was able for me because everyone was clinging on to that Clemson win. It was like Clemson's losing to everybody. Like they almost lost when Clemson almost lost to Troy, and I think LSU didn't look good against like La Tech. I was like, oh, this LSU team's just not good, and that made me a good amount of change. Going about it that way.
Yeah, and then my last entry that I have a little bit of skin in the game. Florida at Kentucky lower than 43.5 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I that's like a 17-10, 21-10 type of game. I'll give you a line I like that's not really a marquee game. I like West Virginia minus 6.5 against Colorado. Colorado, I think, has just shipped it in.
They're also going with the new quarterback, the freshman, the 5-star.
That almost makes me a little more nervous.
Well,
but
it's his first career start, so I mean, I think I actually like it more, to be 100% honest.
Yeah, if it was at Colorado, maybe, but it's at West Virginia. West Virginia is much better home team than they are on the
That's a
road.
tough, and they're coming off of a big win, West Virginia. They had a big win last week against
they have a chance
TCU.
to kind of fight up for bowl eligibility.
I like that line, Jake. I like that line.
I hate to say this, but another one I like is A&M 7.5 at Missouri. Missouri's with a true freshman quarterback that was their
that
third
one
string.
I was kind of scared away from that one, but it is the backup, isn't it? Yeah, I forget that Prabula's gone.
If Prabula was playing, the line probably wouldn't be that. But if Prabula was playing and the line was this, I'd be hammering Mizzou.
Yeah, Mizzou's offense looked really not great.
I think their defense will be good against A&M, but
I don't think it'll hold up.
A&M, all A&M has to do is sell out to stop the run.
Yeah.
Because Missouri's got to find a way to have a quick passing game going where A&M has to respect it, kind of an RPO style game, and actually hand the ball to Ahmad Hardy. And they could have a chance, but it's kind of a shame that game isn't going to be what I think we would have thought it would have been with Missouri having an injured quarterback. Funny how A&M fans bitched about Texas' schedule last year, and now they've played nothing but teams with fired coaches and backup quarterbacks.
They've had a terrible schedule. And speaking of A&M, they'd be currently holding a first-round bye going into the quarterfinals. 2 SEC teams, 2 Big Ten teams fill out the top 4 teams. Jake, number 1 and number 2 team would be Ohio State and Indiana. They both are holding a 99% chance of making the playoffs. All they got to do is essentially win out, meet each other in the Big Ten championship, and they're sitting there at the 1-2 seed no matter how that Big Ten championship game plays out. 3-4, obviously A&M and Alabama. In the first round, a team that we didn't really get to mention all that much, Virginia, who I think should still be ranked higher than number 14 in the entire polling. I would think that they should be probably around that 12 range. But again,
especially if you're throwing Pitt in for being ranked in there in the ACC with no good wins.
Right. Yeah. And so, but they're saying Virginia to be the favorite to come out of the ACC. You can just tell that the committee not sold on Virginia whatsoever to win that conference. I don't know who wins that conference. Last year, it was number 25 Clemson that came out, won that conference. We'll see where Virginia lies. But again, ACC completely wide open with nothing but garbage trash teams to fill a single spot. The ACC will have one spot. It
might be SMU. They have one conference loss right now.
It could be SMU. Could you imagine? I would have.
I hope it's Miami. Just because Miami, I feel like, can show up on any given week and compete with anyone in the country. If
SMU would get blown out the first.
Virginia would get absolutely destroyed by Ole Miss. Like I don't think any SEC team other than Miami could possibly even compete with anyone in the playoffs.
Jake, can I say this in terms of the Week 11 12-team college football bracket projection? I don't think we have a single close game in the first round. I think they're all blowouts. I think it's Georgia, Oregon, Ole Miss, and Notre Dame.
I think Oregon Tech would be close just because I don't think Oregon's as good as they've been in previous years, and I think Tech would have the home field. Their defense would keep them in that game. I think that would be a close game. Honestly, I think Notre Dame BYU would be close. Unless you're saying BYU's going to spank Notre Dame.
No, I don't think BYU would be I don't know.
I just don't.
Well,
I
don't
think Notre Dame's good.
The fact that, again, these are the projections. We still have to see Texas Tech, BYU or Tech is going to have a loss and probably not host a playoff game. But in terms of basing it on, if the season ended today, Week 11, this is the playoffs right now. The only saving grace would be a BYU home game at night against Notre Dame.
Yeah,
and they're not going to make that the night game. They're going to make that like a Saturday noon game or something like that.
Yeah, but hopefully as things kind of shake out, we'll see some better. I'd really like to see some better first round.
And I'll be honest with you, Ole Miss hasn't looked overly impressive. They've had a couple of close games now. They've played well enough to be in the playoffs. I'm not saying they don't deserve the ranking that they have. They haven't looked overly impressive.
Every team out of Ohio State and Indiana has not looked impressive at some point this year.
Yeah. I can give you that.
I mean, A&M's undefeated, so you can give their but you can't sit there and tell me they've looked overly impressive every week.
They beat Arkansas by 3 points. So that, and they allowed, it was like 48-45 or something crazy like that. So
yeah, they had the Notre Dame game. I don't think Notre Dame's a good team. It's their best win
I
for
think
sure.
you and I are on the where we were with Notre Dame last year, except you're where I was and I'm where you were with Notre Dame last year.
Yeah, I actually thought Notre Dame was good last year.
I don't think Notre Dame's good, and I think they're overranked. I do think they have the talent composition to be like, yeah, we're going to make another deep run.
God, it's just when I've watched them, I don't even think they're that talented this year. I just
That's
don't
how
think
I
they're
felt
a
last
good
year.
football. But
That's
last
what
year their defense was so good that I just thought that would keep them in games. I knew their offense wasn't elite, but I knew they could run the ball. They had a competent offensive line, and I knew their defense was legit. Their defense is not. Their defense has gotten better throughout the year than it was at the start of the year. They are not anywhere close to last year's defense. Their offense is a little better than last year's for sure. It's still not just consistent week to week awesome. I
will say this. I'll give Indiana the win over Notre Dame in the second round. I think they get their redemption at home.
Indiana's cruising to the national championship in this bracket.
Ooh, cruising.
They won't have a closer than 2 possession game until the national championship in
Cruise
this bracket.
control. Who wins Ole Miss A&M?
Ole Miss.
On the road? Oh wait, no, that's not on the road. That's not on the road.
If it was at A&M, I'd pick A&M.
Yeah, that's not.
I'll give A&M that respect if they were hosting a game that against Ole Miss. I think that would put them over the top. That'd be a neutral site. I think Ole Miss could do some gross things to that A&M defense. Good offenses have lit up the A&M defense.
And then I think Georgia beats Memphis, so then it would be Georgia, Alabama, and then Oregon Tech.
Alabama.
Whoever wins Oregon Tech, it's going to be a loss, and Ohio State advancing to the semifinal. And then I think, Jake, I'm with you. I think Alabama would beat Georgia a second time this year, or a third, possibly, depending on what the SEC championship is going to look like. And I think Alabama, Ohio State would be, again, Ohio State has to win the national championship in the semifinal for the second straight year, because whoever wins that game, I'm giving them the edge.
I think Indiana can win a national title this year. I really do. Maybe I'll think differently when we get to see Indiana, Ohio State play. I will say, I really hope Indiana and Ohio State are undefeated going into the Big Ten title game. That for me will be the most hyped up I've been for a non-Texas conference championship game in a very long time.
Here's my thing. Kurt Cignetti coaches like they are the underdog in every game. Every single game he coaches as though they are 20-point underdogs, and he's got the whole world to prove that his team is a legit national championship contender. I think Ohio State, when it comes to a Big Ten championship game, I think they'd be like, I don't know. I feel like there's a chance, not even really a letdown. I don't think they would overlook Indiana. I don't think that that's really the case. I just think that they would know, yeah, we're going to be a top 2 seed no matter how this game plays out. And Indiana would be playing the hardest game that they've ever played. And I would just give them the edge in the Big Ten championship game. And then in the playoffs, if they do meet in the national championship for a rematch, I think Ohio State wins that game.
I mean, that's fair enough. I do think Indiana would. I don't think it would be as much of last year where Ohio State's playing the national championship at the semifinal. I think Indiana is better than Notre Dame was last year and would give Ohio State a run for their money at least.
Trust me, I like this Indiana team. I like them a lot. They're fun to watch, and I love the fact that they just beat the brakes off of everybody. We don't really see that in college football anymore, with the non-BCS era, where you needed point differentials and things like that, where you just beat the snot out of teams. Indiana, Kurt Cignetti's still coaching in the BCS era, and I kind of love it.
Yeah, no, he just likes to just beat the dead horse. The horse is dead. He's just bam, just blood
absolutely.
spattering everywhere. Yeah. And Good
And
for
he looks
them,
pissed
though,
off.
because as Indiana, I think they do need to treat it that way.
Yes.
You can't look at that Illinois game and not go, that's damn impressive. Illinois hasn't been as good as we thought they'd be this year. They destroyed that
You
team.
know what, Jake? Hey, while we're on this, let's take a look at the first week 11 12-team college football bracket projection compared to what you and I had projected.
I don't think we need to do that.
I think we should. I think that would be a really fun thing for us to do.
I think that would be a really we're already at 25 minutes. We originally wanted this to be shorter. I think there's just no reason to show this.
Where are we at? 25 project. No, that's NFL. Where are we at? Oh, 12-team playoff. Okay, Jake, here we go. Here's 12-team playoff. I'm going to name off my 12 teams, and then I'll name off your 12 teams, all right? And I don't know if you have it up, but anyway, here's my 12-team projections. Number 1, Ohio State. Boom, 100%. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, Texas. Number 4, Clemson. Number 5, Penn State. Number 6, Oregon, which I think I have that right on the money, by the way. No, they're number 9. Dang,
no,
not close. Number 7, Notre Dame. Still have that correct. It gets ugly here. Number 8, Baylor. Number 9, South Carolina. I did have number 10, Texas Tech. I had number 11, Alabama. So, and then number 12, UNLV. That's not happening. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of the 12. I'm 50% on my teams that have made at least the cut. Now, I could still get Texas to sneak in there. It's still a possibility.
They're the first out right now.
They are the first out right now.
But they obviously have their toughest games to come.
All right, Jake, let's take a look at yours. I
had Ohio State 1, spot on. Georgia 2, they're in. Clemson, LOL. Penn State, LOL. Oregon, Texas, bubble right now. Bama in. Tech in. Illinois, LOL.
Not in. Not in.
Iowa State.
Not in.
Georgia Tech was looking great.
Hey,
was looking like a shoe-in.
One loss, Jake. It's one loss.
That is such a bad loss that they have to win the ACC title.
Yes, they have to win the ACC title, and they can't even
go to the ACC title into one-loss team. They probably wouldn't get in over a 3-loss Texas team at that point. That loss is so bad.
Yeah,
without having it. Well, I guess no, never mind. If they were a one-loss team with only their loss in the ACC championship, they would be in because they would have beat Georgia.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen. And Toledo. Both of our G5 guesses are not going to be correct. It's probably going to be Memphis or James Madison.
Yeah.
Who gets in. So I picked 5 in right now. Out of the ones I didn't pick in, 2 of them are still alive.
Yeah, I still have one. So I could
end up with 7. That's
I could also end up with 7. Yeah, you and I could both end up with 7 at the end of the day.
Because you have...
I've got 6 out of the 12 currently in.
Yeah, because you're lame and picked Notre Dame because you just know with their schedule
Jake,
how it works.
It's easy. If anyone's going to be an automatic write-in, it's going to be Notre Dame. That's the easiest pick.
Independents need to be banned.
They need to have their own tournament.
Yes, they can play UConn. And is anyone else even an independent anymore? It's just UConn, Notre Dame for independent national champions every single year.
Every year.
Yep, it's just UConn and Notre Dame.
What's up with UConn? Why are they not in a conference? Are they just Big East in the basketball world? So they're like, no, we're a basketball school. We're just going to stay in the Big East.
Also, they don't even play Notre Dame. They're the only 2 independents, and they don't play each other.
They should play every year. Conference championship. It's like the Pac-2. By the way, Pac-12.
Dude, it's actually impressive how Notre Dame schedules all these Power 4 teams, and they just schedule the worst Power 4 teams from every conference. They sprinkle in just a little bit of the worst teams from every conference.
Except for A&M and Miami this year.
Yes.
Which they both
How'd
lost
those
to.
turn out?
Which they both lost to. I know.
Yes.
I know. All right, Jake, let's go ahead and wrap up the show.
But hey, they get a ranked win at Pittsburgh. Rigged.
I like that take, Jake. I'm impressed you put that together. I like that a lot.
It's not even a take. It's just facts.
It's facts. It is. I
Argue
believe it.
with a wall.
Yeah.
That Pittsburgh schedule. What in the hell are they doing ranked?
Yeah, I love it. I love the fact that you called that out immediately. Yeah, I didn't put that together, but no, I like it.
I hadn't even noticed Pitt in the rankings, and I looked at it, I was like, wait, Pitt's ranked?
Yeah.
I was like, do they have some win I'm not thinking about? Because I know they have 2 losses, and one of them's a terrible loss, and the other is a loss to a team that I don't get it. They're punishing the ACC for being the ACC, but yet they have Pitt ranked for no reason. Not for no reason. It's for a reason.
It's for a reason.
It's for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious how much of the committee members are donors to Notre Dame.
Or getting donated to from Notre Dame.
Donate.
I'm disgusted. They did a really good job with most of this. I'll say that. They're throwing Pitt in so Notre Dame can get their ranked road win so they can be like, look, this team, they had 2 ranked wins this year.
Yep.
And 2 ranked losses. They went 2-2 in the 2 ranked teams.
Dude,
but then Miami, you're saying Miami's not that good now because you have Miami way down, even though they beat them.
I'm surprised they don't have Miami ranked at like number 10 just for that fact. Just for the fact of being like, well, they lost to 2 top 10 teams, people. According to our rankings. According to the rankings that we put out there, they lost to 2 top 10 teams. According to me, my power rankings, I've got Florida as a top 3 team in the country. Texas has
2 top 3 losses.
Yeah. How are they not in, according to my rankings?
Yeah. The all-in horns power rankings. Actually, Florida. Actually, no, I have them 0.01 points ahead of Indiana per my computer system here.
Yeah.
So losses to the top 2 teams in the nation.
Wow. Incredible. Texas getting rigged. All right. Let's go ahead. Wrap it up, Jake. That's going to do it. Please like, share, and subscribe. That was a fun one. And we will probably do this every Wednesday night, to be completely honest. So looking forward to the rest of the rankings. Looking forward to this weekend. Big weekend. Bye weekend for Texas. Bye weekend for the Cowboys. Jake and I both working on bye weeks this week. So not unfortunately, but I'm going to spend this weekend, with the family, telling them that, you guys are just way more important than football.
I'm going to skip recording this weekend for you guys.
Yeah, for you guys.
We're going to get ahead on I don't think we're going to do a reaction video to Saturday's games.
No.
We're going to take a needed rest because basketball season is going to be a grind this year as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, all right, that's going to do it. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll see everybody tomorrow. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, hook 'em.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.